Assalamu alaikum and hello. My name is Norshima. It is nice to meet you here. A little bit about how I landed into critical thinking and why I think it is important that you learn how to think critically, especially in making decisions. Well, way back in 1990s, critical thinking was introduced into the primary school curriculum. I was back then a teacher in the primary school and had to attend courses on how to teach critical thinking integrated into subjects such as the English language, science, and mathematics. It was really exciting to see the school community and the young children starting to use words such as hypothesizing, hypothesis, synthesis, experimental, and evaluation, and HOTS, high order thinking skills, as critical thinking was introduced and taught in the primary schools. Yes, the most exciting thing about thinking is that we can actually teach thinking, or thinking can be taught. In other words, you can actually learn how to think. Now, why do you think that we need to learn how to think? I think, firstly, it is mainly because there is this myth that we only use 10% of the most powerful tool that we have, which is our brain. The brain is the key to our intelligence. The more we use the brain, the more intelligent we become. For most people, thinking is a skill which no one teaches them. It is definitely not a given skill, not a handed down ability. We are not born with thinking skills. If we are not taught how to think and we just live our lives one day after another, we will naturally learn how to do it over time. I would say through our experiences. But through formal learning, we can learn how to do it correctly. We can learn to improve thinking, to enhance and to reinforce the kind of thinking which will benefit us. And critical thinking benefits us. Secondly, critical thinking helps us to make sound judgments or good decisions. In our everyday lives, we have to make decisions. We decide whether we want to wake up early, what movie we want to watch, where and how we should spend our day, who we want to be with or spend the rest of our lives with, what is for dinner. Well, our lives revolve around the decisions that we make. Unknown to many, before we actually reach our decisions by right, we actually go through processes, thinking processes, where we gather, analyze, and evaluate the information regarding the actions that we are about to make. In many cases, the least that we think of are the pros and cons of the actions we are about to make. What if we do this? What if we don't do this? What are the consequences? What will happen if we don't do the actions that we want to do? We think, we think critically because we want sound conclusion. We want positive, actionable conclusions, which in the end will make us happy. We will be able to tell ourselves, I made the right choice. That was right. It was good. And we will smile in satisfaction. Last but not least, here in Malaysia, critical thinking is the most favorable reason for almost everything. I'm sure most of us have heard this before. Graduates lack critical thinking skill, and that is why our graduates are unemployed. Even though this statement is debatable and might not be true, there is an abundance of advantages in learning how to think critically. For one, I know that employers out there in the working world are seeking future graduates who are critical thinkers because critical thinkers have proven to excel in their teamwork, communication skills, independence, creativity, time management skills, and self motivation. These skills are all directly related to the ability to think critically, where Benjamin Samuel Bloom, who was an American educational psychologist, said that critical thinking involves the three domains of learning, which are the cognitive, the affective, and the psychomotor domains. He also added that critical thinking involves logical thinking and reasoning, which includes skills such as comparison, classification, sequencing, cause and effect, patterning, webbing, deductive and inductive reasoning, forecasting, planning, hypothesizing, and critiquing. And these are all the needed skills in decision making. In conclusion, those are the three, but not all, reasons why we should learn how to think critically.